I am Batman. I mean, Average Sniper.
Hey, what's up, guys? Average Sniper here. Welcome to another episode of Learning to Snipe in Battlefield. And today I would like to go over some sniper tips with you, which I like to call my little sniper guide. Just kind of explain some of the things I've learned along the way playing Battlefield or sniping in Battlefield, and just giving you a little explanation of things I've learned to help me snipe better. So here we go. And these can apply to both Battlefield 4 and Battlefield Hardline, in case you're wondering. Lately I have been sniping a lot more in Battlefield 4 because I'm trying to reach the top rank. I'm about 114 right now, going for 140. It's going to take quite a while, but I am pretty determined to get there. So that is why I have mostly been sniping in Battlefield 4 for the past few weeks. Alright, so let's start with tip number 1, and I've said this before in some other videos. I've also made another video called Tips for Snipers. It's pretty good, that focuses a lot on hardline, but these are going to be some broad tips. So let's start with tip number 1, and that is to stay calm and keep moving. Now, I know a lot of snipers in Battlefield stay in the same place no matter how many kills they get, and that inevitably will get them killed. Now, unless you're sniping from 1,000 meters away, where you basically have no chance of getting killed by an assault rifle or anything other than another sniper, you do want to stay on the move. Now, I don't mean you have to rush or, go crazy, but what you do is you get a few kills from one position, and then you change it up a little bit, so that when the people you killed come looking for you, you're not there anymore. At least not in the exact same place you used to be. I always like to move back and forth on ledges, so when people, assume that he's a sniper, so he's going to be in the exact same place that, that he killed me from. That's not going to be true. I mean, it might happen every now and then, but I like to stay on the move. I like to play pretty aggressively, as you can see. And I try my best to stay calm. Which I think is the most important thing, because if you panic, you're going to be very inaccurate. You're going to miss shots you would otherwise take. So no matter how many enemies you're dealing with or what the situation is, just stay calm, because even if you die, it's not real life. You're going to respawn and try again. And even if you're doing bad, don't worry about it. It happens to me all the time. You can ask anybody I play with. Not every game, not every match is a good match. Some matches you can't even hardly kill anybody because everybody's using tanks or helicopters or something like that. So just because you don't jump right into a game and get 50 kills sniping, just don't worry about it. Just keep on sniping. So stay calm, keep moving, keep sniping. The number 2 rule or tip I'd like to give you is play hardcore mode. Hardcore mode is basically for snipers. If you're not playing in hardcore mode, I feel that the gun balance is off. And this is a subject of a lot of controversy, because some people say, well, it takes more skill to get the headshot, and that is very true. It does take a lot of skill to get a headshot. But if you're playing against other people that don't have to get a headshot, it creates an unbalance. So, I think the balance in Battlefield Hardline in regular core is much better than the balance in Battlefield 4, regular core. However, the balance in Battlefield Hardcore mode is my favorite. So if you play Battlefield 4 and you're sniping, I would highly recommend that you do it in hardcore mode, because your bullets are going to be much more powerful up to a certain distance, and while the regular guns might kill you faster, they're still not unbalanced. Hardcore mode in Battlefield 4, in my opinion, is the most balanced sniper mode in any game that I have found to date. Because if you take one of these sniper rounds, even in the upper leg in real life, it might not kill you immediately, but it is going to disable you, and you are not going to be very good at shooting back at your enemy or moving around after you take one of those rounds. So in my opinion, unless you shoot somebody below the knee, which probably in real life would still severely disable them, it should be a one-shot kill in a video game, because let's face it, this isn't reality. We don't want people crawling around trying to shoot you like zombies with no legs. That would suck. So Battlefield 4 hardcore mode is definitely awesome, and I would highly suggest, if you're learning to snipe in Battlefield 4, that you do it in hardcore mode. The only downside is you will not be able to see where you get killed from. So if you're learning the maps, it is very hard to do in hardcore mode. If you don't know the maps, you might want to start in regular mode just so you can see where the spots are, and then switch to hardcore mode later on. So let's move on to tip number 3. Get used to your gun. Pick one sniper rifle, stick with it. Now I know in this footage I'm showing you, I'm using different sniper rifles, but that's because I've gotten used to a lot of the sniper rifles in Battlefield 4 and Hardline, and I like to have fun and switch it up. So, I would recommend in Battlefield Hardline that you use the AWM with 338 Magnum rounds for that one-shot chest kill up to 40 meters. The R700 with 338 Magnum rounds. Always use the 338 Magnum rounds if they're available because it makes your bullet stronger. In Battlefield 4, I would highly recommend the M98B, the SRR61, the L115, and the CSLR4. I love to use the 8x scope. That is my favorite. I feel it is the most accurate and best suited for close range, mid-range, and long range. And I like to use the rangefinder and straight pull. The rangefinder is very convenient when you need to see how far away an enemy is when they're very far and you can't estimate the distance correctly. So 8x scope, rangefinder, and straight pull. M98B, SRR61, CSLR4, L115, SV98. Pretty much all the sniper rifles are good. I would stay away from the Scout Elite, very low damage, and you know, aside from that, it's up to you. But those are my favorite sniper rifles. So get used to your gun, and then move on to the other ones. You want to be very used to one sniper rifle. Maybe get one sniper rifle up to mastery, which I believe is 500 kills, and then move to the next. So that'll help you get used to sniping. Try to force yourself to only snipe, only use the recon class, and make sure you use your secondary if the situation calls for it. And let's move on to number 4, and that is know your map. If you don't know your map and you don't know where the enemies are coming from, you're going to have a problem. I would say that in Battlefield 4, actually in both Battlefields, playing Conquest is a great way to learn your map, because even if you don't know the map, you can tell from where the enemies are coming by looking at which objective points they have. The only time that would change is if they captured another objective point or if they had a spawn beacon somewhere. But fortunately, the entire team can't spawn in on one beacon, only the squad members that are in the same squad that the spawn beacon guy is in. So, when learning new maps, I would play Conquest because, like I said, even if you don't know the map, you'll know from which direction the enemies are coming. Make sure you choose the right attachments for your gun based on the situation. Like right here on a dark map, I'm using the FLIR scope, which basically is a night vision scope with infrared, white hot targets. It's very easy to see them, but it's only a 2x scope, so it's designed for close range combat. And you can get blinded by those lasers, as you just saw right there. So let's move on to the final point I want to make, or the final tip, and that is you need to be able to predict the enemy movements. When you're learning to snipe in a new video game, the biggest problem, especially when you're dealing with bullet drop, bullet velocity, is knowing how the enemy moves. If you can't predict which direction they're going to go, if you can't follow their movements, it's going to be incredibly hard to snipe them. So this actually is the thing that takes me the longest thing to get used to in new video games, is how the enemies move. But once the light bulb goes off, once your brain makes that connection, then your thumbs will start doing the rest of the work for you. You will understand how the enemy movement system works, how far ahead you have to lead them, how far in, basically where you have to shoot based on which direction they're moving. Even more advanced, the map they're playing, based on their location, where they're going to go next. So if you see a guy running, is he going to keep going straight? Is he going to make a left or a right? You really have to have a lot of map knowledge to make that decision, but it is very important to know when you're sniping. I hope this guide helps you guys out. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave a comment, like and subscribe to my channel for more info. Thank you very much.